Put your hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, Howard Lutnick,
I, Howard Lutnick,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I take this obligation freely,
I will take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office in which I am about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you very much. Today I'm honored to swear in our next Secretary of Commerce, Mr. Howard Lutnick. I've known him a long time. He's a great guy. I want to just congratulate Howard and Allison and Kyle, Brandon, Casey, Ryan, and your entire family. Wonderful family, beautiful family. Howard's one of the most experienced and talented business leaders of our time. Done an amazing job on Wall Street and far beyond. But more importantly, he's a patriot who loves our country and has shown tremendous courage and strength throughout his career. Howard began at the famed Cantor Fitzgerald in 1983, and by the age of 29, he rose to become the president and CEO and one of the hottest firms on Wall Street. Much like myself, Howard should not be here today. On September 11th, 2001, Howard's company was at its absolute height, doing unbelievable, dominating Wall Street and stocks and bonds and trading from.
Today marks a pivotal moment in U.S. economic leadership as President Donald Trump officially swears in Howard Lutnick as the new Secretary of Commerce. This appointment, bringing a seasoned financial leader into the administration, is expected to play a crucial role in shaping economic policies and international trade strategies. Howard Lutnick, a name synonymous with Wall Street success, began his career in 1983 at Cantor Fitzgerald, rising through the ranks to become its president and CEO by the age of 29. However, his life took a tragic turn on September 11, 2001, when his company, headquartered on the top floors of the North Tower of the World Trade Center, lost nearly all its employees in the attacks. By a twist of fate, Lutnick was not in the office that day. He had taken his child to school, a decision that ultimately saved his life. Rather than stepping away, Lutnick chose to rebuild. He not only restored Cantor Fitzgerald to new heights but also provided extensive financial support to the families of his lost colleagues. This resilience and leadership now position him at the forefront of the Trump administration's economic policies.
Trading from its headquarters on the 101st to the 105th floor. He had the top 3 or 4 floors of the World Trade Center, the North Tower of the World Trade Center. And every day Howard got up and went to work early. He'd always go in and he'd go to work early, and he'd be there 6 o'clock in the morning. And as you know, the hit was around 8:45 or something like that, so he would have been there on almost any day other than this, because his wife was very angry at him because he wouldn't deliver his child to school. She said, "You never take." Who is the child? Let me see. Where's the child? Lou, you saved your father's life. You saved your father's life, huh? Should hold that against. You're gonna leave him more than the other kids, right? Well, so he took. What is your first name? Kyle. He took Kyle. Kyle, congratulations. Nice job. But he took Kyle that one day to school. After years, he finally said, "Okay, I'll do it." And that's the only time. So he was actually riding down the West Side Highway, and he saw the plane hit. And it's an amazing, and the rest is history. And your brother was in there too, I think, right? Yeah. And it was just it's a big story. And every single Cantor Fitzgerald employee who was at work that day lost their lives, which was almost 100% of the company.
As Secretary of Commerce, Lutnick is expected to spearhead initiatives to strengthen U.S. manufacturing, enforce fair trade agreements, and drive economic growth. The administration's focus is on balancing trade agreements, reducing inflation, and attracting major investments. According to reports, companies like Apple are set to invest hundreds of billions in the U.S. economy, a move that could further bolster employment and innovation.
So, first, I'd like to thank you, President Trump. It is the greatest honor to work for you, to be with you, to carry your name, your leadership, and your flag throughout the world. The press has no idea who the gentleman to my left is. They portray him in all sorts of ways, but I know him as the smartest, most thoughtful, and most intuitive person I've ever met. And it's amazing to be in this room and to work for him. I have to my right my friend J.D. Vance, who was kind enough even to introduce me to the Senate, and he gave me the greatest compliment. He called me a good dude. So I have really the most wonderful family. I have my wife, Allison. We've been married for 30 years. And I always, when I come home, because I come home late at night, I walk in the door and I yell, "Hello, greatest wife." She's just an amazing girl. My 4 children, Kyle, who you know has saved my life, so now this is going to cost me dearly. My son, Brandon, my daughter, Casey, my son, Ryan, and my sister, Edie, my 2 brothers-in-law, Gary and Rick, my sister-in-law, Abby. I mean, this is as beautiful a day as you could have. The opportunity that the Trump administration is going to bring to America is so extraordinary. You know, people think the golden age is a statement. It's like saying MAGA, make America great again. This is the greatest country on earth. It is such a great country that we can take care of our citizens and give them their Social Security. We can take care of everyone and give them their Medicaid. But we're going to get rid of so much waste, fraud, and abuse. We're not going to hurt anybody, but we're going to get rid of it. And then we are going to grow this economy in a way that people have never seen. And under the Trump administration, my goal, and I'm happy to wear it on my shoulders, is we are going to balance the budget of the United States of America because Donald Trump understands global business. It's the first time you put in that chair the greatest businessman in the United States of America. And I just, for one, I have to tell you, I cannot be more proud to serve my great friend and the greatest president in America, Donald J. Trump.
In addition to trade, discussions are underway regarding the future of the United States Postal Service, which has been facing financial struggles. Reports suggest that reforms, possibly involving a restructuring plan, could be on the horizon. With bold economic strategies on the horizon, the U.S. is positioning itself for a new era of financial growth and international trade dominance. How will these policies impact American businesses and global markets? Stay tuned as we continue to cover this developing story.
Postal Service with the Commerce Department. Can you elaborate on if this is something you're considering?
Well, we want to have a post office that works well and doesn't lose massive amounts of money. And we're thinking about doing that, and it'll be a form of a merger, but it'll remain the Postal Service, and I think it'll operate a lot better than it has been over the years. It's been just a tremendous loser for this country. Tremendous amounts of money are being lost, and we think we can do something that'll be very good and keep it a very similar way, but whether it's a merger or just using some of the very talented people that we have elsewhere so it doesn't lose so much. It's losing a tremendous amount of money.
Mr. President, some members of Congress in red districts are facing pushback from voters in town halls. We know that Americans voted for you on the immigration and the economy, but these voters say they're angry and frustrated by these firings. They don't like the work of Elon Musk and these other actions. What do you say to them?
Who do you work for?
I work for ABC News, sir.
Who?
ABC News.
No wonder.
But what do you say to voters?
Let me just tell you that I have today the highest poll numbers I've ever had. I have today the highest poll numbers of any Republican president ever. We haven't even checked the Democrats, but that's what I was just told. And they like the job that we're doing. They like the job that Elon's doing. He's doing something that a lot of people wouldn't have the courage to do. We want to streamline our country. We want to streamline, because you know why? Because we want our country to survive and thrive. And we're finding billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. Billions, and I mean numbers like you wouldn't believe, and we haven't even started yet.